We got ourselves team one together with Barak over on the, I think it's a feral druid. I do love the totems that the Tauren can wear, man. It looks so good. We got ourselves Jayhawk back in on the arcane. I think arcane? It is arcane. Kioska back in the survival. Got ourselves Plush over on the rogue. What is this set? It's like all over the place, but I kind of feeling it. Then we got us on the shaman. First up, big barrages of just lava and meatballs flying as Strick's trying to see if he can cook up another set of demons with an entire army over there tearing apart the shaman, but he ain't moving away from that spot. Is going to be dropping down a root totem just for these pets as an axe house comes around the corner looking for a bit of a recovery. As Strick's looking to reposition towards the pillar, and that's actually going to be a quick opportunity for shamans going for a little bit of the movement while casting to give himself immunity to interrupts. Got himself lightning in his hands and is actually going to force Tricks to burn a Warlock Hellstone, at least one of those charges, fairly early. Tricks are trying to make sure to make every single one of his stun lockdowns do quite a bit of value, even enough to throw down a corruption onto Shaman, so he's going to drop down a grounding. Were you able to ground the corruption? Is that what happened? Observer up in the sky. Shaman's looks like he's going to be backing away. Could actually poke around just to kill the observer. This is where Tricks, I think, wants to play around line of sight of the pet. Wants to see if he can get Shaman's out in the open. Does go for the trick on lava as Shaman's trying to see if he can find himself some cover, but it's going to be immediate board down for the obelisk into a Shadow Fury. Does he have the demons? It is going to be stun on a lot of these pets. Even as the tyrant just comes out, he actually walks into that stun totem. Stun around the corner by the axe toss as that sentence is active for the shaman. Mortal to fall as he's just getting barraged out by the tyrant. I think it just might be over. And the guy with the last second burrow barely survives it. Does not have a lot of health to work with. Needs something. Does go for the slow root totem under the best one heal. It looks like one heal is enough to keep this guy alive. The dream is still real. How would you survive with that burrow? That was so clutch. That is so good. And actually looks like made a full recovery, knocking back Tricks back towards his gateway. My goodness, what an opener. And Shaman does not want to go down without giving it his all tonight. This is so good. Down with the Earth Elemental. Lava Burst flying in. Second stun by that, however many stuns that was at this point with the Axe Toss. Stormkeeper at the ready. It is going to be a Zappy Boy up in the sky, providing a little bit of aerial support for the Warlock with the stun right after. The Shaman's trying to go for a kick. He's able to at least cast self-healing in order to maintain himself, but if Fear from Tricks is going to disrupt it for a little bit more beams every time the man trying to go super aggressive. Yet another Fear by Tricks does not let him get it for many casts. Second Felguard does join in stun. That is going to be a Hex. At least you're able to kind of sort of stabilize whilst he's seeing the shaman. Yet another stun by these pets, at least an interrupt if not a stun. As Tricks does send in even more hand to go down. So it looks like Tricks wants to go in for the finisher. Shaman, so you have anywhere to survive right now. Got himself a healing totem, looking for a bit of recovery, or maybe that was a grinding totem. I'm not even sure. It was just like a, I can't even tell. So sometimes these totems, like you could easily tell, like shamans or dwarves. There's like a special effect of watery or lightning around them with like normal orc totems. Sometimes just like a faint glow between the two different blues, and I can't really tell. Trick's actually super low. Shaman's got himself wall together with a lot of self-healing. Look for the recovery. It's lava percentage. Trick's at no help whatsoever. Has himself maybe a Warlock Hellstone. Pushing out the open. He's just gonna go in for a port. Trying to get aggressive with a stun around the corner, but Alassa catches him with a trinket. More lava burst sets in. No health at all. Does go in for a quick shear, and Shaman's does end up taking him out. My goodness. What is this man on today? What is happening here? As Holy Sai looks like kind of sort of hanging around, giving Shaman's at least an opportunity to recover a little bit of health. Let him stabilize fully. I love seeing that kind of stuff. But Shaman's looking to get himself a bit of at least a good reset, but now you got to find himself a better position versus Holy. Dropping down capacitor doesn't quite connect with the burrow as the wings come out. This is full Crusader wings. If Shaman's gonna avoid those, he's gonna go for a quick dribble up in the sky, knocking Holy Sire, rooting him down in place as the man having to pop a hand of freedom together with Pony. Yet another knockback comes out as Shaman's just trying to find himself a little bit of breathing room. That's gonna be it. I hate a Wake of Ashes. Cleaves right through a wall. Like the last one, the Holy Sire does go for the trinket. Shaman's still not out of the woods just yet. No wall available. Having to walk through consecration, but every hammer is just gonna send him to an early grave. Nothing he can do at the very end there. I feel like unless you had some kind of like a big defensive or something, wall would have been great. Guardian would have been great. Earth Elemental would have been great to at least add a couple extra clobbers onto Holy Saya to disrupt the guy. Great duel, GG. I thought it was fantastic, man. That was a good one to start with. Kiosk going to be up next, dropping down traps onto Holy Saya, but the range of a Paladin just almost ignores these completely. Bubble to follow. Kiosk may be looking for that turtle shell, trying to see if he can rotate every other defensive. Survival of the fittest. together with Fortification of the Bear to give himself a little bit more help to work with. Freezing Trap for Holy, but the man's got so much reach, he's got such a leeway, he doesn't really need to walk into the Freezing Trap. The binding shot does disrupt him. No more immunity unless he gives himself a Blessing of Protection. Look at it for a massive leap to Holy as he goes in for a lay on hands. He knows his immunity will not be enough to deal with a Hunter. Either he presses Spell Warden, and then all that physical damage goes right through you, or he presses Blessing of Protection, which could be removed easily, but also grenades, explosive shot, poisons, all those things go through Blessing of Protection since they're magical, not physical. Kioska, though, still next stun could be very, very deadly. Not available on this trinket for a good while right now. First aid is up. Holy Style looking for as much recovery as he can. At this point, he got him some Shield of Vengeance. Maybe together with a wall, he might be at an advantage here. Kioska still has a Turtle Shell. Try to see if he can kite Holy Style into a Freezing Trap if possible, but he just doesn't walk into it. He's taking mental notes of where these things are to try to avoid him as best as possible. And look at those hammers flying in. Trinket to fall. Kioska does not have much to really work with. That's going to be a binding shot onto Holy Saya. Final wreck around the corner. Kioska doesn't have much left. Walk into Consecration is probably going to die. He does give himself another Fortification of the Bear to give him a little bit more health. 10 seconds on a human racial. Binding shot around the corner. Setting up to Consecration. Not the greatest place to be in. Get a little bit of first aid. Stunned by the bed. Just looking to get himself a bit of survivability. Freezing Trap right after it. At least he has himself a human racial. Won't be able to use that until 15 seconds later, but that hammer just comes in clutch at the end. Nothing you could really do in that situation. That is rough. Barak the Feral Druid is going to be up next. Also giving Holy Saya a bit of a breather. At least allowing him to get fully caught up in health. Or maybe just waiting out for the Consecration to fall off. Either way, though, trying to see if he can buy himself as much time as possible. Dampening is getting kind of scaled up a little bit here. 8 minutes into the duel, 42% dampening. Any kind of healing got going on, it's not going to be nearly as effective. Holy Saya did buy himself just enough time during that duel to get the bubble, as well as now he can use bubble and Blessing of Protection against this druid if he wants to. Just trying to see if he can just hammer out the druid off the bat. Barak's skin is up, immunity is falling off. Maybe Barak can maybe make some work here. Maybe a CC of sorts. Wall is up for the Shield of Vengeance. Might end up falling off before the shield ends up falling off. The blades are just not doing enough damage, and the shield breaks. Barak is not in a great spot. His cloak activates. Quick stun into Holy. Has himself a trinket. Bear form available. Trying to go for healing, but at this side dampening. I don't know if there's anything you can do. It looks like Holy just end up smiting him out with Jayhawk Wizard, trying to see if he can end it right now. Looking for a quick spell snipe right now with his barrages poly around the corner. Able to get himself a talented poly where he doesn't let his enemies get any kind of healing. Gotta be that bubble for Holy with regenerating, ignoring dampening entirely, so he gets up at least a proper full reset. Holy Saya with a Shield of Vengeance back up and running will not be able to get that thing to slap back towards Jayhawk. He's going to be using lay on hands just to give himself a little bit of healing. Wild Crusade is still active. Interrupt him on Arcane. Fire Breath to follow though. If he can maybe get out of poly some way somehow, will not be able to still get himself a pretty big hit onto Jayhawk either way though. Holy is not out of the woods just yet. Next Hand of Freedom together with Pony. Maybe that'll give you a little bit of an opportunity there, but it's going to be kind of rough. Got himself at least a down onto Jay. There's going to be a Nova immediately blinking out of there as soon as possible. Next time could actually be solid. He just blinked. Actually, those hammers are just doing a lot of work. Wait a second, big damage. Jay does go in for the Ice Block. Holy might have actually got Jay in an unwinnable situation. Jay does have a lot of damage. Get himself a lot of recovery. Still has a trinket. This is the opportunity to make something happen. Stun immediately, force it to blink out of the mage. Holy with a Hand of Freedom, able to move around, stealing the Hand of Freedom fairly quickly. Jay back with the ult of time, able to escape out of these easily. Both of them are super low. Cloak up for Holy Saya. Jay looking to finish him up with a couple of these barrages. Arcane orbs around the corner, letting him kind of catching a bit of regenerate. That's going to give Holy Saya such an opportunity. And with a missed breath, Holy Saya does end up slamming down the final hit into the wizard. With Bludge gonna be up next. Oh, look at this thing. That actually is. Do all of them walk like this? That looks so good. I like this gingerly little walk these things do. Do all mounts like that walk in that way? Is that just their walking animation? That actually looks so good. I don't have enough. If I want to buy like all the other class sets next week and the week after that, and there's a couple of them I really want. Like, definitely want the one for the Warlock. Definitely want one for the Mage. So I'm kind of having to save my tender. Holy Sight immediately get a hit with a secret technique. Nothing he can do. The man has just spent, went one after the next, fighting through as much of Team 2 as he could. And eventually Plush is just going to have himself a full go on the man. Nothing he can do without a trinket, without a bubble, without a wall for that one. It's just over. Druid looking for the guy. He's actually right next to him, trying to go for a bit of a knockback, but Plush does catch him with a quick sap, realizing the Druid is actually right on top of the guy. Gouge? with a kidney trinket out of Drudy. I think maybe trinketing might not be the worst. Cloak really early out of Plush. Drudy just needs to find a way to survive this a little, using Flap in order to give himself a little bit extra range. Got himself bear form, looking for recovery. Does he have enough? That's going to be hard in the wild. It's not a lot of healing, but he's using it in order to at least tank up the damage. It is going to be a blind right out for Plush. The man still has himself Shadow Blades and everything. Drudy, though, pops out of bear form into normal Night Elf form. But I think it's over, right? Yeah, no, it's done. Oh, it is done. Maybe if you just stayed in bear form, maybe the Heart of the Wild would have let you live a little longer. But that's a tough one. Zivy does have himself Trinket as well as Disperse. I feel like Trinket, not the worst. PI, full burst. That's probably what you needed to do. It's going to be able to catch the rogue in that full trail of volleys together with a Siphon slowing the guy down behind the pillar. Shadow Crash doesn't quite connect, but the Shadow Fiend keeping the man in combat. Vanish to follow. I think he still has dots on him. Plunge though with a secret technique. Cold Blood. Is it over? It's over. Except for Nina. Last one left. Try to see if he can chase after the rogue. Maybe before he can catch him. Maybe before he can catch himself a proper reset. Maybe random AoE. Consecration doesn't connect. Eyes are available on the far side. Double immunity up as well. Plus, just use Cold Blood. I think Nina maybe could bring it back for their team. That or Plush finishes the job that I believe it was like... Was it a Holy Sire on this? No, it wasn't even Holy Sire on that team. No, he's basically just trying to see if he can counter back the efforts of Holy Sire instead. Nina with a wall. I feel like Nina maybe should have walled a lot earlier though. Big secret technique. Stun is Plush. Vanishes. Trinkets out of this one. Vanish is saving those. There we go. I was going to say, why would he be saving those for a second? Does he have a dot on him though? He doesn't, so that's a full reset. Eyes on one side, eyes on the other. Nina has the bubble, has the Bustical protection, has the normal wings too. And I feel like if you can get yourself a next setup with a full set of wings, stun, immediate go into Plush, you just got to get one more Vanish out of the guy. You got to find a way to punish him. One more Vanish and you should have a big go. Consecration almost actually get Plush out in the open. Trying to make sure you give himself a proper opener with the Shadow Blades. Gouge, Cheap Shot. Why don't you go for a Gouge, Cheap Shot, not Gouge, Kidney Shot, by the way. Nina does break out of that one fairly quickly. Damage, oh my god. That's just so fast. He cloaked the invasion. He said literally everything just went in for the burst. Oh, Holy Sire with 4, but Plush does kind of actually bring it back for his team. No, Plush actually does channel his like inner Gloosh and inner Grifka. My goodness. Let's get us another going, boys. Yeah, uno más, uno más.